And in today's video we're going to cover more of a prediction effect. And you'll see what I mean as we go along. So the cards can begin by being shuffled, and we start in an impromptu manner. And we wanted to see if someone is very lucky or they want something they want to achieve, and we're going to use the card to determine if they can get it. So let's say someone is in hopes of finding a lucky lady. So we're going to use the gentleman as represented by kings and the lucky lady represented by queens, and I'll show everything as I go across, and I'll show you what I mean. So lucky ladies will be the queens, okay, that we're going to aim towards, and we also are going to use the kings as representatives of the gentleman. So queens, and I want to be above board as I do this. So the second king, third and fourth king as we go across, okay, and third queen right there, and last queen is near the top, on top. So I'll place it a little bit more further down so it can be absolutely fair as we go across. Okay, so we got that, and we shall remove the four kings to do that. So what we're going to do is I let the spectator examine them, make sure there's no trapdoors, no Spanish-speaking chihuahuas, nothing of that nature. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the spectator place back those kings wherever they feel they will be luckiest. So let's say they place a king back right here. We'll leave it back face up. So this will be the first one they think will be the lucky spot. So we'll leave it right there. Number two, they could place it, say about right here. They are feeling it's lucky. So we'll place the king. I wish I could do a flourish. Try and do a flourish with this packet. Ooh, did it. There we go. So that'll be king of clubs. That'll be the second one that we're going to place down. Number three, we're going to place it, say right here. Okay. And we don't have too much wiggle room for the last one, so we'll just place it, okay, we'll just place it right here, right near the bottom. Okay. And I want to leave everything where it rests, and I want to be absolutely fair about it. I just want to square it up so we can keep the positions as they are. Okay. So the moment of truth. The spectator is hoping to find a lucky lady. So let's see how we did. So for the first one, king of diamonds. I'm going to just lift up on that king, and it's packet right there. And the result is, if I keep it in frame, the first one, we hit a queen. We're going to hit all four. Okay. Number two, king of clubs. To the clubs. Oh, sweet. That's number two. Number three, and I'm being as fair as I can, king of spades. Ooh. And we got another queen. Doesn't have to match, but we got three queens, 3 for 3. And last one, where the spectator said, did we hit it? And that is all four. 4 queens to 4 kings. I think the gentleman who is seeking luck will find it where he least expects it. And that is a quadra prediction effect. I don't know what to name this. I'm going to come up with a title as I post it, but it's a wonderful prediction effect I wish to share with everyone today. So like and subscribe, and let's jump into this. So hope you enjoyed all this mess that we did for the effect, but it looks lovely in the end. It's not in the normal context of a normal card trick. It really goes beyond those boundaries, going for a prediction effect, and looks really cool. Now, before we begin, one thing that should be noted, which will eliminate a good amount of people from this effect, or maybe create interest, I'm not sure which, is that you need to know how to cull to be able to do this. And then you also need to know my culling techniques, which I will post in the above video. So first you need to know how to cull, and then you need to know how to use this culling technique I use. It's a culling add-on technique. And I'll go a little bit into it, but please know how to cull, otherwise you'll get lost immediately. I don't want to, mislead you in any way, shape, or form. So I want to be fair. So this is kind of a medium, intermediate, advanced technique routine, but it's beautiful as you saw regardless. It seems pretty seamless. So to begin, the cards can shuffle. Okay, so they begin to shuffle in a shuffled manner. Now, this could be with any four of a kind, and we're trying to find, let's say, the four queens, or whatever you're trying to find, whatever numbers could be specifics. But I just tend to opt it for the kings and queens. It's just easy, king and queen. Cool. So I'm going to be spraying the cards, and I will be culling. So let's just go with the same kings and queens. So I'm going to be spreading, and let's say the hope in this context is to be able to find a lucky lady. So the kings will represent the gentleman, in your case the male right here. They're just pretending. And then we've got the queens, which will be the lucky ladies, and you'll need to hit all four. So we'll see if we can do this. So I cull the first queen, I raise up, and credit to who I first saw that doing this was Nate Gibson, so credit to him on just performing this idea to me, and I'm kind of just like not hijacking it, but it's just such a fun thing to using it. So I see a second queen, cull it as I come up, and I'm displaying it. It's open, that like an open display. I'm showing the queens. I want to be fair. There's no extras, nothing of that nature. And then I'm culling it. So it's evil. It's kind of fun. I love it. And then a fourth queen. I believe that's the fourth queen. I cull it. Third queen. And then this is the final queen right there, the queen of spades. And I look through and I find the last king. Now, do not square all the queens all up on top. You're going to need to get it fourth through seventh position from the top. So I see three cards right here. I take all the queens I had culled right here, and I just square everything up underneath the third card from the top. So it goes fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh as I square it all up. I'm just pulling out the kings at the same time so I can display them, and the spectator can examine them to their heart's content. Now, while we're doing that, we've squared the cards. So now the queens are fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh from the top. Okay? And this gives them ample misdirection. First pulling it out, seems above board. They examine it. Great. That gives you all the misdirection in the world. And while I'm spraying the cards, because they are going to be replaced, which is natural, I then recull the queens. So start from the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and I cull them out. Okay, and I'm openly flashing, so for explanation purposes. Okay, and then I start pushing off. Okay, now normally I would be very discreet about it. I could use a cover card. I could push off a second card as I'm pushing them off, and then this will create the cover so it could be invisible. So I offered that idea to whoever is culling. Okay, and then I push off some cards and I say place back whenever, and we don't want them to go too far down because we need a good range of cards because we're going to do it 4 times. So you try to suggest to the spectator, maybe you could even go back. Doesn't matter. This is the great part about the technique. So let's say they stop here. This will be the first one. They're sticking out face up. And during this time, we're going to do something very, very odd. We're going to casually push one of the queens while keeping the 3 in the same cull position, pushing one of them to be underneath the king. So you're aligning it right there. And so the 3 queens stay right here. You're pushing one to over here. So that's my culling technique. Kind of odd, but it's very, very fun indeed. Or fun to practice. So I push off some more. They say stop. I lift up. I clamp. So these 3 queens stay right here. Put another one down. And it goes right here. And then I let 1 queen slide over. And if you feel like you got more than 1 queen, then you can readjust. And then now you're back in position. Because I was feeling like one was sliding off. Oh, it was. So then I can cull it back. So it's to take some work to practice to get the right feeling for it. I would have messed up. So it takes some practice to get it just right, the right feeling, so you get it to work. So that's number 2. Okay, number 3. They do go right here. That's number 3. I push off one of the queens, and I'll do it face up so you can see it. Pushing off, pushing off, pushing off. And then if the other queen can just be culling back so it stays right here, I add it right here. And you have a card extended, and so it seems casual. So it's in the motion of having the card placed back that you don't even notice that the card is being moved into position. And last one, they can stop whenever they want, right here. Last one placed right here, and you just literally, this is the easiest one, you just square it and it goes right there. Okay? And now you square everything because you want to be fair. It doesn't look like a move at all. You just, well, I mean, because there is no moves. You're just squaring it so everything is fair above board. And then we start from the very, very right. And start from the very, very right. We just take one of the kings and we say we need a 4-4 to see that the prediction or what will match you trying to be lucky with the ladies. So we take on the kings. And we grab it from the corner, first finger, second finger, and thumb. And we just let it slide off the deck. It hits a corner. And then use the king to just flip it face up, like so. And we notice that the first king matches. Now, if they all match, club for club, heart for heart, space for space, diamond for diamond, that's just pure luck. Maybe you could do some extra research into figuring how that works. I don't like to, do that. I just like to make sure that they match. That was my main goal for this. So they match, great, mention it. But if they don't, you're fine. So that's one. I put the deck right here. Number two, I get the king of spades where it stopped at, where you place the back hat. Number two, boom. Wow, you hit it again. Number three, lifting up, and there's no moves to it. He's just lifting on up. Boom, because you already put all the work into it. Matches. And last one, I'm just literally, you could say, I'm literally just lifting up where you stopped at. And boom, you got all four. So you do need to know how to cull, and then my culling technique, which is the newest thing there is. Again, I will make sure I have to link it, otherwise this whole trick will be confusing. But with all that said, you get a beautiful, beautiful prediction that doesn't ordinarily seem possible. 4 predictions in a row, boom, 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 boom. It's overpowering. It's like, wow, the cards really do match. And it was shuffled. Like, the spectator could even shuffle it since the beginning. And to get this at the end, it's just, to me, it's amazing to get this kind of display. You can show everything. Spectator can examine everything the effects over. It could either be a one-off, it could be maybe a closer. I don't know, but it's very impressionable because whatever the spectator wants or do it, you could help them, I guess, loosely manifest it. So given that even if it, you don't have control over the outside of it, you can at least giving them that positive energy to go towards wherever they think. So in an indirect way, even if it's just for the magical effect, you're giving hope to the spectator. So that's kind of nice. And hope is always nice. I don't like to lie to people. And so I just say, maybe you will be lucky. So I cover my honesty there under that guise. But I think it's a really powerful trick, and you can go and try it. So that, you could, rewatch it. Again, maybe I'll do a quick thing. I'll do it once more, real fast, so you can see what it looks like. Just before I leave you off for the day, real fast. Again, so we control it. The queens to 4th through 7th. Okay, kings are out, they're being examined, and we've already covered the previous one. And again, we could use a cover card. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the 4 queens right here. Okay, and they're cozy where they're at. They tell them to stop. First one. Okay, king of clubs goes right there. That'll be the first one. Okay, number 2. They tell them to stop. Let's say right here. This will be number 2. Okay, lovely. King of hearts. Whoop. And we leave one queen off right there. Okay, we go for the third one. Let's say right here. King diamonds. They can see it. Okay, that's the third one. And again, there's a chance of missing because, the technique does require practice. It requires more of a feeling than anything else to make sure you feel you got the right queens. And then last one, you just square. Okay, I could push that cover card away. We don't need any more. Push to the very right, and then we see how we did. Again, I may have missed, so it always requires a little bit of practice, but first one, nailed it. Okay, number 2, pick it up, nailed it. I might have missed the 3rd and 4th, but we'll see. Third one, nailed it, boom, and 4 for 4. Boom! Oh, I did nail it. Sweet. So that's full 4 queens, all 4 kings. And leaves you with just a wonderful, wonderful, impossible effect. Magicians will be shaking their heads or scratching their heads because of the new techniques. They won't even understand how to do that. This might even fool Penn and Teller, I think. I don't know, but I think so because, you know, techniques, I'm pretty dang sure that no one goes this far into culling that they would create this kind of technique for this kind of effect. But that's just my opinion. Leave your comments in the thing down below. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.